Hey guys, I'm currently editing the video and I kind of realized that for some reason I was very far from the microphone, so the sound quality is very low. I tried fixing it, but I didn't really help that much. So if you can't hear anything, then yeah, that is the case. Then I was a bit too far from the microphone, so just wanted to say. Wee. When I was little, we moved to a different country. This country being Norway. So you could almost say that I moved to Skyrim. And because of this, I got the typical new kid buff when moving here. For those that don't know what I mean by this, it basically means absolutely everyone wants to be friends with you. At least when you're little, not as much later on. And us moving here was newspaper worthy for some reason, I don't know why. But this led me to be friends with the popular guy in my class. So, eventually, I was invited to one of his birthday parties. But the twist here, sort of, was that he would also have a sleepover, and every famous guy was here as well. So, here's the list of who is who. We have LARP. Yeah, let's go with that. He was the birthday boy. We have Mort. He was kind of crazy, but he was also kind of nice, so I didn't really mind him. We have Trevor. He gave off Trevor vibes from GTA, so I thought the name was pretty fitting. We have the twins. That has took me 6 years to learn the difference between them, so yeah. Man 1, I don't have much to say about him. Actually, he was the smartest guy now in my class. And just so you know, he's not going to be mentioned at all anymore in this whole video, so don't get attached to him. The funny part is that my friend, who has been friends with him since their childhood, was never invited to these parties. Yeah, I can't get over that one. I was pretty young when I got invited to this party, like 10 years old or something. So if I mention any like crazy stuff, just know that I was pretty young back then and not the smartest individual. So don't blame me, please. The first party, the first party, no, the first part of the party was a pretty standard birthday party, at least for Norwegian standards. There was like pizza, there was soda, and we had Trevor too scared to do the Sprite banana challenge, which is kind of funny because a couple of years later he climbed the top of our gymnasium, and let me tell you, it isn't a very small building. It's pretty tall, so who knows? But well, what else did we do? We probably played Skylanders. By the way, this dude had so many Skylanders. So if you're listening, please hit me up, bro. I need them. I need them, please. But you see, we weren't gonna sleep in the house. Oh, no, 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 no. We were gonna be sleeping in a cabin that was somewhat far away. I just want to add that this birthday party is in the middle of winter. Norwegian winter. And where I lived, it was bad. Like, we would get 2 meters of snow. Luckily, his dad lit the oven before we came to the cabin, so it was like nice and warm. The cabin wasn't really anything exciting. It was very orientated for sleeping and nothing much else. But that is luckily why we went there, so we can't really complain there. Nothing much happened for a very long time. Everyone was just kind of doing their own thing. Though there was one guy who did manage to fall asleep, which was Mort. But the other 6 guys didn't, so, you know, children these age, they would just mess with him. So what the Trevor did was start pouring water on him. Yeah, I don't really get it either, so yeah. But either way, it became late, so we all decided it was time to sleep. Or so we thought, because how did we expect 8 boys to sleep in one tiny room together? So yeah, we did. So we decided to do something we call døgne in Norway. It basically means skipping a whole sleep cycle and stay awake for 24 hours straight. I want to add that this was my first time doing something like this, and yeah, it wasn't great. I think I got some sleeping issues after this as well, so yeah, it's not recommended. What do you think we decided to do? A. Play games all night. B. Have deep conversations about life. Or C. Watch a movie. If you chose any of those, you are wrong. What we decided to do is to throw tons of snow on the hottest oven in the world, and this is where the night took a really big twist. I don't know what was in the snow, but it created a really big issue. For some reason, with all the amount of snow they threw on this oven, people started quote unquote passing out. I don't know, it was very weird. Me and Mort were the only ones awake at this point, so we both agreed that we should stay awake in this case, like if anything happens while they were completely knocked out. It was so weird. Maybe someone knows the reason behind this, why they were fully gone. Like, me and Mort were blasting nuclear alarm ringtones on full volume in Trevor's ear, like right in his ear. He didn't even flinch. He didn't even react. He was just there laying. They barely moved and wouldn't react to anything happening. Though we did try asking Larp for something, but he kind of just lifted his head up and said, and went back to sleep. So no matter what we did, they wouldn't wake up. So we just kind of agreed to stay awake to see if anything would happen. Well, surprise, surprise, nothing happened, though Mort did eventually fall asleep. So I told myself I have to lock in, because if anything would happen, I would have to carry all of them out or something like that. So what I decided to do is to sit in the middle beam of the bed and just wait and hope I won't fall asleep. At this point, I thought to myself, nothing else would happen, right? Right. But oh boy, something else still happened. When I was sitting there on the middle beam, I was looking out of the window on the left, and I started hallucinating. I have never hallucinated before, and this was definitely one of the weirdest experiences I have ever had. What I saw was like a basic looking American street that was made out of bushes for some reason, and there was a weird looking bush person just standing at the window. Not like scary or anything, he was just kind of running, but he was also frozen, so that was very weird. And I was just looking out this window for like 10 minutes straight, just being bamboozled about what was happening out there. And I have to be honest, I don't remember much after this. The last thing I can remember is sitting on, like, the middle beam of the bed, looking out of the window like Arthur Morgan, watching the sunrise go up. Mort did actually wake up, because I don't think he was knocked out, he was just actually kind of tired. And the other ones, well, they were still knocked out. So we did the only respectable thing we could think of. Go to Larp's house and play Minecraft with his little brother. And don't worry, the oven was off at this point, so nothing could happen. Honestly, this whole sleepover has been an experience which I'll never forget. It was such a roller coaster of emotions. Though I did get invited again for next year for his birthday party, but honestly, I just kind of came over and went home early. I did not want to risk a horror sleepover part 2. Though this is where I ate chocolate pizza for the first time, so I guess it did end up being a horror story. And on previous years, we had his birthday parties at like a ski hill. Because you see, this guy was rich. So his parents like rented it out for him. Or actually, it might have been his dad being a co-owner that got him the ski hill. I don't really remember. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. Hey guys, it's good to be back finally after such a long break from Guardman. I wanted to really return to the YouTube channel before, but I was just kind of not that motivated, I guess. It was mostly also because I had university, and at least when I wanted to return, I was doing like this super hard subject, which had like a test every week and stuff, and yeah, it was just my motivation wasn't really there. But when I started university, I had my girlfriend and my friends really helped me motivate to continue Skyrim Guardman, at least this summer, because I'm kind of unemployed. Yeah, it's finally good to be back here. I really want to make more videos. I'm planning maybe my next video to be like a school story video. Without a script this time. Let's see how that goes, because I'm not that good going off script, at least on recording, so I hope it turns out well. Yeah. Alright, yeah, just it's good to be back and good to see you guys again. Love ya! Oh yeah, and I also wanted to add that, like, I hope you guys really enjoyed the new character design I gave Guardman, because I was kind of thinking, I probably can't steal Bethesda's design and name and background and music for at least Guardman, because it's not really Skyrim relevant anymore. Maybe when I make a Skyrim video, I can do it again, but yeah, I was just kind of like, new design, new me, you know? So I hope you like it.